So I'm going to try and summarize what we did all last week in a video. It's not going to be a very long video, so I hope it's still going to be effective. So last week, if you were in school, we talked about circles. That's not right. Circles. So we talked about we had a few terms we talked about. One of the terms was a radius, R-A-D-I-U-S. Excuse my handwriting. And the radius is a line that goes from the center of a circle to the edge. And then we discussed a term called diameter, which is D-I-A-M-E-T-E-R. Again, excuse the handwriting, please. And the diameter is a line that goes from one end of the circle to the other, and it has to pass through the center. Okay? So we have a radius and diameter. And those are the two main terms we talked about yesterday. Sorry, not yesterday, last week. And the thing about the radius is, we discovered last week that the radius is half of the diameter. So if your radius is 2 inches, if the diameter is twice as long as the radius, the diameter will have to be 4, because the diameter is twice as long. Let me make that a little bit clearer. 4. So we have two terms, the radius and the diameter. The radius is half of the circle. The diameter is like the full length of the circle. And again, I know this is kind of condensed because we did spend all week talking about this. And we did discuss one last term last week. And the last term was circumference. It's a long word. It's kind of hard to spell, but here we go. Oops. Hey, when it does that. C-I-R-C-U-M-F-E-R-E-N-C-E. Really long word. And circumference is, and we talked about this in class, and the thing we talked about, if y'all remember, is that the circumference, we talked about pizza, and the circumference is like the crust of the pizza. So circumference is like the crust of the pizza, which means the outside edge. So I know we talked about perimeter pretty much last week, and we talked about the perimeter of a rectangle or a square, and we said that the perimeter, to find the perimeter, you have to add up all the sides. Well, circles have perimeters too, but instead of saying perimeter, it's a term called circumference. And circumference is just the distance around the circle. Okay, I'm going to take that off because it looks bad. So the distance around the outside edge of a circle. How long is the outside edge? So in order to find circumference, what we do is there's a formula. And we spent a lot of time talking about where this formula came from and how we got this formula, all that good stuff. And just to boil it down, the formula was 3.14 times D. And we should know by now that D is the diameter, which is right here. So we're going to take that line, that circle, this line, right? That line that goes all the way through the circle, and multiply it by 3.14. So essentially, we're going to type in 3.14 times the diameter, which as you see here is 4. 3.14 times 4. 3.14 times 4. And you should get 12.56. So that's just what we learned last week. I'm gonna kind of leave it at that. We did more, but I don't want to make this video too long. So again, just to recap, let me scroll down a little bit. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. So just to recap, we were talking about circles. This is our circle we were talking about. That's kind of an oval, but bear with me. And we talked about the radius, which is the line that goes from the center of a circle to the outside edge. That's called your radius. And we talked about the diameter, which is a line that goes from one end to the other. It's supposed to be straight, sorry. That's your diameter. And it has to pass through the center. Okay? And the radius is always half of your diameter. So again, if you have your radius radius. Again, excuse the handwriting, sorry. And the radius is 5. Then the diameter would have to be twice that, which is 10. 5 times 2 is 10. So let's go here and let's try one quick problem. And we also talked about circumference, right? And circumference, we have a formula for it. circumference. And the formula is 3.14 times the diameter. Or we'll just say D. Now, if you weren't here, we spent a lot of time talking about what this 3.14 is and what it means. It's a very significant number. It's a constant. It means it doesn't change. It's always going to be there. It's always going to be there when you're dealing with circumference. And I'll try and make another video about what that actually means. Or I'll try to find one that someone is talking about what that means that can describe it better than I can. So, again, for this circle, if our diameter is 10, we're going to type in 3.14, which is in the formula, times the diameter, which is 10. It's right there. And that should give you 31.4.